Comrades, it's Premier River, looking down on the Neue Rivergrad, and it is a wonderful town. And I did a little bit of constructing, well, not constructing, but actually very little time in game has passed. I was just sort of getting ready for the episode, and I thought, well, you know what? Let me get this designed, right? So we kind of have an idea of where, like, if we take a look at our wireframe here, we have a pretty big hill here, and so I was sort of debating, you know, how do we want to handle the people? Like, we're going to need a bunch more housing for people that work over here in the coal area and power plants. And I wanted to sort of just get a layout of it, you know, before I did some leveling. And what do you think? So you can see this is our train loop, that, you know, passenger loop that would take us into here. So I built an overpass so as not to cause issues with our busing route. Not that our busing route comes in here, but I didn't want to stop people from walking or whatever else. You know what? Now that I look at it, let's upgrade this road. Right, good. Now it should have the walkway. Oh, this isn't the walkway road either. Well, you know what? That didn't need to be the walkway road. Can I go backwards? I don't think you can go backwards. All right, so let's delete this one back out. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to put at least a little bit of road right here. Yeah, this can just be regular road there. So let's delete this one back out. There we go. And we'll commit to that. There. So now we have a fully, you know, with the walking things. We'll put some walking paths out here. Once the roads get built, we'll attach these houses up with walking paths. But anyway, so I was blissfully over here. You can see I'm using my superpower of time pause, and that's for a very, very particular reason. But there you go. There's what I was doing. Just blissfully, you know, I was playing time forward and said, okay, well, let's get ready, you know, more or less to check on things, you know, make sure everybody's working. And I wanted to come in here and check that, you know, our school was doing okay. Oop, that's our shopping center. Where is our school? No, there it is. They look kind of the same color roofs. But anyway, we're, you know, we're still backed up, but we've got a lot of teachers over here. And I said, well, let me go check on the other one. So just because I like to do things in a logical order, I came up here to Limbriska and I said, oh, wait a minute. Why are there no teachers? Let's check. There's no people in Limbriska. And I honestly don't know why. Now, that led me to a comment from, I'm just going to call him Leo. That's not his whole name. I assume that's his name is Leo, not Leo 8 something, whatever it was. Anyway, Leo gave a comment saying that pollution's a thing now. And I mean, I don't know that these guys put out pollution, to be honest with you, but even if they did put out pollution, they're kind of far away. And I'll show you what I mean by far away. So we need to get some people moved back in here, which had me looking at our population statistics. So if we go for like this year, you know, we're down to 16,000. And I know at one point we're at least at 19 or 20,000. So then let's take a look at last year. So sometime last year, we went from having 18,000, and I can't go back any further than that, right? You know, so we've been steady losing people for some reason. And it's been happening for at least a year in game time. And so I said, well, maybe Leo is on to something. And I didn't really doubt him. I just don't know what the effects would be. So I thought I'd come in here and take a look, because this is just an area that, you know, it's the first town we built. Pollution wasn't a thing at that time. So even if you built, you know, like this poor house where they got these industries with their smokestacks, you know, you just didn't have to worry about it. So, and again, this was just our getting started thing. So if you're starting a new map, I will warn you that if we take a look, there's only 5 people living in this house. Their average lifespan is only 61 years. Now, I'm not sure if the pollution is driving them away. Like, of course, they could be dying here faster than they're giving birth to people. I don't really know, you know, for each specific house. But you can see we only have 12 people. Now, by the time we get to like over here, you know, this average lifespan's a little bit less than our normal. Our normal is like 83, right? Now, that might be a little lower because I think I've seen it as high as 87. So if we come all the way over Oh, see, this is 79. So, like, we're really kind of polluted. But if we come to a town that doesn't have, you know, like this house is far away from any pollution. We have, like, there you go, like 86.93. So, you know, and you could see when I started building my town, you know, I was a little bit worried. But even where I needed workers here, I tried to keep them away, knowing that pollution was coming. Plus, by this point, we had a little bit more money and flexibility, right? Like, you know, at least we had imports by the time we started doing this. So, you know, these towns should be pretty good. It's just the old Revergrad that is the issue here. So, and I think it's kind of okay, but it really reinforces that we have to get these, you know, we have to get these people moved out of here. or get these industries moved out of here, right? Like, you know, which is, I mean, we get rid of our power plant, which is costing us importing coal anyway, right? So, but we're really having a bit of a crisis. So what I would like to do to get started, and again, I don't know why they left Limbriska, but let's go get some educated people to fill up that one house, and then I don't want to take anybody from Revergrad other than the educated people. So we will take them, and yeah, 54 there. That should be enough. So we got plenty of educated people here. Now we're probably overpopulated here, right? Like oops, that's a bus stop. 5,700 houses, and I clicked the bus stop. So we'll put these guys over here. Now these guys go to Energenist school. You know what? We need to get some more educated people there. Well, that's fine. Let's go do that real quick. So we're going to dump some. We don't need to use the gulag, right? So we're going to try to see if we can get, you know, can we, you know, repopulate and try to figure out why Limbriska lost all its people. I don't really understand. Not unless we're not getting food or something, but no, look, we're good on food. And we got it backed up with purchasing. What about this? We got clothes. We have plenty of electronics there. We're not backing it up with purchase, but now it could be that we have plenty because we're all dying here at that point. So, all right. So anyway, what about a pub? Don't we have a pub over here? Oh yeah, there's the pub. Yeah, we got a pub and an alcohol truck sitting there, and we got sports, and it's attached. Yeah, I mean everybody was happy over here at a point. So in any event, let's relocate these people from Energenisk. Well, let's take the educated ones out first. Right, we'll put them in there, and then we'll just take these people, put them in here, and then we'll take some of the educated ones out of here and fill this building up. There we go. And then, yeah, so we'll come back with more people when we take them out of wherever we're going to take them out of, but yeah, so we emptied this flat out, but that's okay, because now we're going to go back to this flat, which is this one, and we're going to fill it up with the educated people if we can. That's all of their educated. Yeah, so we have a bit of an emergency here, right? Yes, we'll take all these people out. There we go, perfect. So now we should have plenty of people teaching in the schools here, because here's the other one. They only have 23. Yeah, so how are we doing in the schools? Well, we're doing okay over here, but we need to get more into here. So while we're going by, while we're going by, how is Chemsol doing? Chemsol's doing okay. Now, is Chemsol's population maxed out? No, it's not. So I'm wondering, something's going on where the population thing seems, see, look, we only have, are these people getting affected by pollution? We need to get some pollution monitors up here, I think. Let's turn off this wireframe. Yeah, so let's go up to Limbriska, and you know what, I don't want to mess with this house, but we'll take, hopefully, mostly just the uneducated, and dump them. All right, so this is full of, pretty much full of educated people. This we're going to take the educated people back out of and go back down to here, right? Yep, and then we'll just take these guys back out. You know, we now have a crisis, you know? There we go. That's good enough. So we can fill up the Lumbriska flats again with more. And now we can take the people from Revergrad. Yep, okay, so we only got 20 for there. Oops, I should have just clicked on the eyeball before I closed that. Let's see, how many educated do you have here? Not that many. 54 there. I don't want to take, well, we can take educated out. We need to get them spread out. This is also telling us we need to get our university, and we really need Neuve Revergrad going, and we need a lot of things, but we need to deal with this crisis first. All right, so take the educated. There we go, close enough, right? Other than that, we seem to be doing real well with the population here, and I'm not quite sure why we're doing so much better. Yeah, so let's take some people out of here in general. We'll try to, you know, take them out of various places so they'll reshuffle themselves. This should be enough. And we'll go repopulate Lumbriska. Here we go. So let's just fill them up till they turn red. Yeah, that's full. That's full. And that's full. All right, so we're full of people up here again, which is good. Now, do we have a little bit of a traffic jam? No. Yeah, this happens. So why do you have a red signal? We don't have like another signal for quite a while. Let's just give them, it's too easy to get distracted, but I don't want to forget to do this. So let's just give them 2 signals here. Now is that, yeah, I don't really see why you have a red. You have a red from, there's always a reason, isn't there? All right, what are you working on? You're working on nothing. You're working on distribution road number 8. So we'll go cancel you. 8. There we go. Now you're just going to run into this guy, so we're going to cancel you too. Right, because this guy was going to come down the same track. So at least this guy, who I can't cancel. Oh no, it did cancel. Where the heck was he? No, he can't. I can't cancel him and have him auto go back because he didn't have a job. So we'll come back to that in a minute. Let's yeah, these are Energenisk flats that we can put people. So the question is, what's going on here? Yeah, you have like half your people and your lifespan is down. So I'm wondering if it's just, you know, where do we get back to a lifespan in the 80s? Is there that much pollution coming from this, I guess? See, there's 76. I mean, it makes sense that a chemical plant would... Yeah, see, look, we're full of people here. But they want to be, like, really far away from that. They want to be real far away. So we're, you know, I don't think we're going to build more houses that close, you know? I think we'll have to build some more over this way somehow. All right, where else would we be having a problem? Well, we have... This is straightened out with the employees, so we got to take better care of the people, I think. And everybody over here is quite happy, and there's really no other... Yeah, everybody over here is quite happy. So I think we've at least got you know, we're going to have to keep an eye on Lambriska. And then the other thing I'd like to do with our emergency here is it, no, for people. Equipment for citizens. Let's put up a few, what is that? That's the power plant. Yeah, so, well, let's see how one of these works first. It might be very awkward. Yeah, see, I don't think we're going to be able to build it here in Revergrad, even though we really need one in Revergrad more than any other place. Yeah, you know what? Let's build it right next to our town hall here, right? Can we? Yeah, that's just attached by a people walkway. Well, since it's no, don't attach there. Can you? Yeah, go like that. All right, and then we'll get, yeah, these guys won't be the best at doing it, but so that's where I was just in the process of. Yeah, so you start working on that, and then we'll get another one going. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how these things work. Let's put it someplace. Yeah, like right there. And then we'll get Revergrad to work, or Brzezinsk, I mean, to work on that little footpath too. There you go. So that's, I guess the other thing we could do, though, I really don't. Should we put another one up here in the sense, in the hope of understanding? We'll just see if it is an issue, right? And one more task for Revergrad. So there we go. So I'm not sure, you know, it's not like the population dropped off the face of the earth that immediately. But just when I was hoping to expand, or we were hoping to expand into Nueve Revergrad and suck up 10 tons of people into it, we end up with this problem. All right, so we'll have Nueve Revergrad build those things. Let's play time again. And yeah, well, I guess we should just keep, you know, I was just going to go around and see that people were busy, which like these guys aren't, but then, you know, they don't really have a lot of people or workers or anything, but let's see, what can you guys build that you won't get in each other's way? Yeah, why don't you build that? And you're going to be on this track, so we'll get this other guy on the right-hand track maybe, and have him build that. All right, good. Now, as far as these guys, they're still building wires. Yeah, I'm going to wait to see what wires we don't have assigned. Did I not assign this? There you go. Now that's assigned. So hopefully we'll get power down here. I still haven't seen anybody drop. Oh, wait, there we go. We got 7 workers. We might need another bus or something. But at least we have some kind of fire coverage over here now. And then eventually, if we get these people going, I may suck off a couple to, you know, to come over here, pull a couple off the line. Okay, so how are we doing on our road? Oh, this guy's not got anything to do. Yeah, so, you know what, we should probably, let's get another, I mean, these guys don't look like belching factories, but let's get another one of these thingers going over here. Right? I have no idea if they even need workers. Does it tell us? No, it doesn't seem to need workers. So I don't really need to jam it up where it's going to hurt us, right? I just want to try to find a good place. How about right over here? And then we'll get Brzezinsk to do something. Or I mean, Itupafalu to do something. No, I knew that wasn't. I kind of missed. As soon as I clicked, I knew I didn't click right. All right, there we go. So now what else can these guys work on? Yeah, they can work on coming down to here once we get the roads going. You know what though? Like let's get this and this going, which is our cinema and our tennis court. And then you are our road paving kind of people. And I've had you working here and a little bit up by the steel mills, but I also want to make sure I want to get all this done too. And now that Revergrad has, or Przink North has other things to do, we'll get you coming in here. I want to just at least get all these roads built, even if we're not quite ready with people. And I don't want to move too many in here until we have like good fire coverage as far as like build and all that goes. All right, so let's do one more thing to our railroad, by the way. So I want to come here, right off that node. I'm going to go wing it without even having the wireframe. Probably up to about there. So the reason I'm putting this in is because some of these people, some of these, the railroad things here, even though they're picking up people, I'm going to have them go back out this way, right? Because they may go other places one day. So I figured, well, why don't we just build that and get it done with? And then this kind of also, one of the reasons for doing this, now we can see how many people houses we can get in right around here that can get to this train station. All right, very good. So we're just going to keep plugging away. Yeah, I assigned these guys a bunch of roads. But you're really taking a long time to do this road, aren't you? And then these guys I assigned to start working on this over here. I think I'd already done that before. Oh, look, we got a rail construction office. And theoretically, we could... Well, we don't have gravel over here. We're really going to need gravel. All right, well, we'll prioritize... Yeah, just in order to get gravel... Well, you're not going to... Could we put a... Yeah, see, you can't lay track, and so even if I build one that he could get to, right? Because he can't make that turn. So what that's telling me is I really need to unfinished rail. Yeah, I really need to get Kameen working on. They can work on this, and that's fine, but I need to get you to do Railroad 16. So let's see. Let's cancel this, and we're going to cancel this, and then we're going to. Let's see. It doesn't matter which side of the. I don't know which side of the track you're going to end up coming up and down, but let's just work on this one. Right. So that way they'll stay. Like we need to get this done so we can get some gravel shipped in up here, so that we can get this guy fired up, even to lay his most basic tracks. So there we go. All right, how are we doing here? Yep, you got plenty assigned. And then we just took care of this one. Yeah, we need to do something about that. I'm going to close my eyes for 1 minute and then just make sure everybody else is working. How about you? Did we not really... No, we really didn't reassign you. So let's take a look in here at what you were doing. Yeah, you didn't get any of that done. I guess you got jammed up right away, didn't you? All right. Well, work on that one for a little bit if you could. And then, is there anything else in here? Yes, this one will be good for you to work on. And what else? You got 4 people. You can't get into any of those. Well, you could, but then you're just going to start interfering with this guy. So what I'm thinking we do is, since we got the mesh straightened out up here, and I don't know that anybody else can work on this. Yeah, let's get you doing that. Let's come back over to our railroad tracks, and there we go. So we committed to all the railroad tracks, all the roads. So he can start coming in here and doing that. And you kind of need another project, don't you? I think my next big priority will be here because, well, you know what? I think I might get you. It would be hard for you to get in this way. No, you come around. Now you're going to run into too many people if I try to send you that way. Let's send you up to here. I think they'll be able to get into here reasonably well and start doing this track, say. There we go. So that gives them 4 to work on. I think this is almost working too well with sucking our people down. And you have Steel Mills Road. Oh, you're still working on that, huh? But you know what? Just because I want to get you... Yep, that one's done. There we go. So we're going to get you starting to work on that so that railroad bridge can get done. Sometimes, you know, dividing them... Yeah, we need to get this crossover worked on, don't we? Yeah, where are you working? Well, we'll just let you go. Good. Good. So these guys should be busy for a minute. Let's check our construction offices here. That was this one. Our supply office, by the way, is what this is. So for those of you who may have missed it, if we look at the mechanisms, 4 dump trucks, 2 mixers, 2 covered hauls, 4 open hauls. So all they're doing is they're just auto searching up and down their list for any construction that needs things. And then they, you know, so as soon as a construction needs stuff, there's a chance, and a good chance, that they'll come out and start doing it, right? See, like right here, for example, we haven't assigned anything to this, but you can see that there's already materials on it. Like, I didn't assign this, but because they dropped off the materials, people in this case are just like walking in there to work on it, right? So it's getting things done, you know, but it's not messing up my enjoyment of prioritizing things for the most part. Like, it's pretty rare that the people walk there, in a sense, like, but it's doing a great job of just like getting these roads extra supplies and stuff like that. The problem is we're just running out of people, and then with our little population crisis we have going on, it's making it worse, right? But we're going to see if we can't recover from our little population crisis. So this guy's been assigned. No, you only have 3 roads. Did you get done? No, you didn't get done this. Yeah, so you're still working there and there. So okay, are we connected? No, we're connected up to that other. Yeah, you know what? We got up to here. Yeah, so let's keep, I want to get this done. There we go. Yeah, I want to get this railroad done kind of soon so that this guy, when we do get him going, can help one way or the other. Plus, you know, it'll just be nice to be able to get our electronic components. This was designed quite a while ago. I would like to actually get some of them at least distributed by train one of these episodes, even though I have a feeling that we're not really making nearly enough, right? And that, by the way, is one of the reasons I might bring some people off of here. You know, we could get a train or 2 that comes out this way, drops off people. You know, we could supply some of these people, in other words, with train, as opposed to always busing from Electrical Town. So we kind of supplement the number of workers getting in here without having to swell Electrical Town too much, even though it looks like we're swelling it. All right, so there you go. All right, so let's go take a look at Projink North. Yep, you have nothing to do, which means, and I didn't expect it for you to take long. Yep, let's build this one. Where is it? Right there. And let's go see what's happening. Yep, so there we go. We'll build those 3. Yeah, we're down to 64 people. Why are they... Well, that's 75. Their lifespan's only 70 years. 76 years here. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't believe that a lumber industry would be so polluting. Right? But again, we'll get these pollution monitors going in a minute here. Matter of fact, I may pause the video while we get the pollution monitors going. How's that sound? And then I'll come right back once they're built. And then we can take a little bit of a look. And I'll keep playing the time forward and just keep going around and looking for these things. Okay, so here's a view actual pollution. Oh, so we have to keep hovered over it. All right, so let's zoom out. Yeah, so I'm assuming, I don't know if you guys can see those green, see these green dots? So these guys have no pollution in the area, which makes sense because they're doing fine, right? So let's, yeah, I'd really like to get, we might need to move a construction crew back over here, but I'd really like to get a pollution monitor over here just so we can see the scale of our pollution. It'll just be interesting if nothing else. Now, what is this? Was there something there, or did I just not build this? Let's put a pollution monitoring right here if I can. Can I spin you around? Yeah, but if I need to get rid of that little guy there. There you go. So now, what are you going to need? Just generic stuff, but I definitely would, you know what I could do? Is I can assign this to that construction, right? Yeah, this is a little trick, I guess you could call it. Now, what's my closest other construction? Well, you know what? I'm going to send these guys. So I'm going to sign that, and I want to see if the people will go there once the gravel is in place. Like, in other words, we could deliver gravel from all the way up there to here and just see if that gets built. But all right, let me pause it because that would actually be a real good place to monitor the pollution, right? Yeah, we're surrounded with pollution over here. You can even just see it in the air. All right, I'm gonna pause and I'll be back in a few minutes when we get all these, or at least some of these pollution monitors going. Okay, well, I can say that the actual pollution monitors are, I think, useless. I don't understand this at all because they're just all little green dots, if you can see them. So really, it's, I guess they'll implement that. So they weren't probably a complete waste of my time, but there's no sense in pausing any longer because I was just hoping to see, now unfortunately, I don't know if these have different pollution ranges. There's no way to see pollution in here, I don't think, But if we take a look, like this house has got an average lifespan of 81, right? And it's losing some people. And it's, this one has 79. So I don't really understand exactly how, is it getting pollution from someplace else? Like without the pollution monitor, why is this one 85? Is it because people are moving out and into here? Or, I don't really fully understand. Now, I did take this guy. Well, the 79 from this guy might be because I just filled up the ChemSol school. So, I think, we're just going to see what happens with these houses over here. But, I'm kind of curious, like I said, just to see what happens. In other words, do they just lose all their people and that's the end of that? Like, is it almost like having a gulag where if we get extra people here, they'll move in there and die early? So I'm going to kind of keep my eye on this, what, amounts to like a new, a new mechanic for us. But yeah, the pollution monitoring stations, I don't know, they don't seem to be doing anything. Now, as far as this guy goes, they seem to be losing people, and I'm really not quite sure why. They have, we're not gaining population. It could be because 33 cities, because they don't have a hospital, right? So I'm thinking that maybe they amped up the importance of a hospital. So maybe we should get them a hospital over here. That means, we'll have to do some more with our workers, but like, I think I'm willing to try that. I think that might be what's going on. Now, not participating in any sport, it's just a lot of times that takes a while to catch up with that. But I'm thinking that we need to get them a hospital. So let's come over here and I'll level some terrain out. All right, let's put on the wireframe so I can see what I'm leveling. And I'm thinking we just build it right here, right? Because again, I don't think the problem for the people over here is any kind of pollution or anything. And again, without the pollution monitoring working, yeah, we can get that right in there. I think we'll look a little further down this way so we can get the footpath straight, right? There we go. So that'll give Revergrad something to do. So then, I think what we should try to do, I guess it wouldn't matter. What I'm thinking maybe we should do is move the people out of here. Why don't we build a hospital right here? I don't think the hospital would care about the pollution, would it? I would imagine the mechanics are just that, because I think a hospital would fit right here. But what I was going to do is let's get these guys at least building the road. There we go, build that road for me. And then let's come down here and let's pause time for a second just so nobody moves back in. And let's see, do we have a place for these guys to go live? You're full. You're now full. Yeah, I guess you're better off living here than... Yeah, let's go see. I'm sure we can get rid of that for a second. Let's open this one as well. And we'll just try to get the people out of here. I don't want to put anybody else in that other one. Where else could we use people? I did take some out of... We'll just top these guys off. All right, and I think what I'll do, yeah, I stole some people out of Revergrad in the houses that are... Really, why can't I take you all out of there? Really? It's green. Yeah, see, we only have 4 people in this house. Why do we only have 4 people? Something's going on here that's like really beyond... I don't know if something's broken. Like, why can't I take all the people out of there? There you go. Now look, one ABC... Oh no, that's this other one. Yeah, because I'm not going to be able to delete that house unless I get all the people out of it. Now, let's play time a little bit. See, it won't let me delete it unless we relocate that person. All right, let's demolish this one before somebody moves in. Yeah, I'm a little bit mystified by this. Let's try educated. No. I mean, they're not highly educated people, so I can't even click on that. Okay, well, let's see if we have enough room. I don't think we will, but I'm going to get rid of, get rid of this footpath. I'm going to get rid of the footpath here altogether. Let's get rid of the road. And can I get a hospital in? Yes. I need to get that other footpath out of there too, don't I? Can I? Yeah, the problem is that footpath, which was wonderful before, is now blocking me from getting. And if I build this hospital, there you go. All right, I didn't want to. Yeah, as goofy as that looks, I couldn't build it. And I didn't want to get rid of this walking path because it'll be a good way for them to get to the hospital, right? I don't know. I guess they could just go up the regular thing, but they wouldn't have any way of attaching to this road to get over there. So, all right. So now we'll have a hospital for them. Now, I don't even really know that this is the problem. All right. So let's build that road. Okay. Now the question would be, if this is all such a problem, 23 can't visit the hospital, but these people, for whatever reason, seem fine. Now, let's take another look at our population statistics for this year. So we're at 6. Yeah, we've still lost some. We have to start figuring out now as far as, oops, let me look here again. Yeah, we had like only 3 escapes this year. Yeah, our escapes are definitely up, but some of that, yeah, our escapes are definitely up. And I'm really not quite sure why they would be up so much. I mean, people are relatively happy. They have everything I know of that they need. I mean, I can't do anything about building churches, you know, but they're getting decent clothes and all of these things. All right, let's turn off the wireframe again. And go take a look at Limbriska. Yeah, they're not getting enough sport, but yeah, see, there's only 4 visitors. Let's get them another sport thing up here while we're at it, just to make sure that that's not. What do they got? That's a tennis court, so we'll get them a football field. Maybe they want football and not tennis. Can you get in there? There we go. Right, and then we'll get these guys building that footpath as well. Bang. All right, good. So they're building this road, I hope. They're building that. I think what I want to do is just let a little more time pass, and then when I have something to show you guys as far as our little crisis here goes, I will come back. And we just lost another person from there. Not able to sport. Okay. Visit hospital, pub or tavern. I mean, I'm not building you another pub or tavern. Unable to go to church. I can't. People without work. I don't know if that makes them unhappy. Look, now we got another person back in there because somebody had a baby. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not sure how much more work I'm going to give you guys. That's, you know, I don't need that much more wood. All right, well, there you go. So let me pause it, and I'll keep an eye and see if I can't figure out some more stuff. We'll let the hospitals get built at the very least. And I'm wondering if that won't help. Like if you're sick from pollution, you're more likely to need a hospital. And then we'll keep an eye over here because they seem like without the hospital, yeah, these people aren't even complaining about it, but they haven't been there that long. No kindergarten. One worker. Unable to participate in any sport. Yeah, the sports thing seems to be... But I mean, their happiness in the past has been good enough, and they're not losing that many people. So how is our... Another thing to be afraid of... Let's check one more thing before I... How is our... Oh, that's shopping center. Yeah, we have 8 professors, not that many students. We're just losing everybody in this whole town. Well, they got 75 here, and they got an 8. Yeah, so by the time we're over here, we're in pretty good shape. But see, these people are just, there's only 28 of them. So, yeah, I mean, I want to rescue this. And so let me consider drastic measures, right? Which would be, do we just start buying stuff? Like, do we just get rid of the bricks factory because it's too big of an issue? Do we really need this power plant? Or do we, this coal and all this stuff, maybe if we push it back further, where we just don't even have this food going here anymore, and just, I mean, it always has been my plan to get rid of most of this and move it further away from the people living here. But if it's just going to be a dead city, this is the only place at this minute we have a university. Yeah, so let me keep an eye on it, get a little bit better sense of what's going on, and see if we can't figure out how to stabilize this crisis. Yeah. All right, I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, not too much time has passed. I did pause it just a second ago, but I let time pass, maybe about 15 minutes, 10 minutes, and was going around with our construction office, right? And I noticed that the sports complex was finished. So the football field, soccer field, if you're an American, and so we got that in there. And was just coming up here to say, well, wait, how are we doing in the buildings, right? And I noticed that it said one citizen was unable to get clothing. Now, I'm not sure how critical that is to them as far as would they all leave if they can't get clothing? But, made me look. And sure enough, when I come into the small store here, I have it set to buy 1 ton of clothing, right? But it's not. Like, there's 0 clothes in our Limbriska small store. So we're not buying electronics. I may just put this to buy a ton of electronics as well, right? Just hopefully we'll keep them in electronics and clothing. And what if I hit purchase again and then play time forward? That's strange. Why are we not getting clothing in here? Like, you wouldn't think it would be overflowing, right? Let's come up here and cancel all of the purchasing. And then let's just go back and purchase clothing again. Play time. It's not putting clothing in there. Why won't it take clothing in there? I mean, I can... Oh, look, look at that. Limit the amount is not on. Okay, well, there you go. I don't remember ever taking limit the amount off, but hopefully, like with the way we're purchasing, I think we should be okay. You know what? I'm going to give it another... I hate to waste the electronics. They are quite valuable, but let's get it up to where we at least have that ton of clothing in there. So there we go. And again, I don't remember, maybe I did click it. I mean, I certainly didn't do anything different. Or maybe those little stores were working before because, see here that's the cinema. Yeah, here we have that's the kindergarten. Yeah, the limited amount is on there. Let's go check each of our... So I'm wondering if they left because they didn't have any clothing. Which, I mean, hey, if I had to run around naked, Camille had a people problem. So I'm wondering if it was because I was just purchasing in the past, and when I took it off of electronics, does that make sense? When I took it off of electronics there, or when I started supplying the electronics, it overflowed it, right? So let's make sure that's the grocery store. Yeah, limited amount. Like, I don't, it's not the kind of thing I would have ever unchecked that I can think of. Like, just make sure we're not doing the same thing here. Limited amount, see? Yeah, limited amount. Okay, well, that at least, is a strong possibility that was our problem. And I don't think it's going to hurt us to have a hospital. So it's not like we can't, we can afford it. So is this road done yet? Yes. So we can go back to doing what I was doing, which was to assign this guy to build the hospital here. Chemsaw, unfinished road, football playground being worked on. You can see that bars moving up here. Now the other thing to say, besides at this point our pollution monitoring is useless, is I went around and looked. Like, it doesn't tell you here, though I kind of wish it would. Make life a little bit easier, but it doesn't tell you how much pollution you're actually putting out. I don't know if these have to be running fully to put out the maximum pollution, but if we come over to, say, plastics, chemical plant. See, the chemical plant, if you look kind of down in the middle of that, says environmental pollution 15. So I'm going to assume for a minute that gives you an indication of the radius, right? Because if you look at the distance from here to here, and these people are having, no problems. But when we were here, they definitely seem to be low on age, right? So now what I'm wondering is the amount of pollution, one, dependent on whether the factory's running or not. Like, if it's running at full speed, then the radius of the pollution expands. Does that make sense? And the fact that this is 15, there is some pollution. If you come over here, where are we at? Too far. Ooh, big cloud. If we come over to here, like, this is going to be putting out some pollution, but much, much less. So I think it was a mistake. This only puts out like 4, right? But I think it's still going to potentially, like, it's not even affecting these people. But is it also because we don't really have that many workers in here? So I want to keep an eye on that kind of thing. And then the real problem we have in Revergrad is that we're just surrounded. That's Energinisk. We're just kind of surrounded with different polluters, and at this moment, I'm not, I don't want to just do a knee-jerk reaction, but we definitely have to help. We have to start taking care of this. Like, and I think, this bricks is just a big killer. I mean, this has got to go. And I think the fact that you have 3 of these is probably just making these completely untenable. Then the other thing to watch out for is this asphalt plant and cement plant also are putting out pollution, which is probably affecting these guys here. So, yeah, we've got to get the pollution cut down kind of ASAP, I think, over here, or else we're just going to end up with, like, nobody over here, or very few people, like in a couple houses, which is going to shut down our whole university system. So what I think we need to do is probably get rid of, and I'll probably do it in the next episode and think about it in between the episodes, like getting rid of the distillery, the bricks, probably even the coal. Like, we'll see. It's a little bit further away, right? From here. So, but just getting rid of these 3 would be a real good start. But then, do we just go into purchasing, or can we move things in a logical way that's not just too big of a knee jerk? Like, for example, wherever we're at, we're almost ready to go with this, and we could probably truck some things in and out of here if we had to, right? We could truck crops over. Actually, we could probably bring the crops over with the rail. We're almost done the rail. enough to bring some corn trains in here. And then we don't have the trains going for the way out, but we could get trucks to pick up stuff from at least one or two of these. Now, the problem then is, we don't really have our population going, but we can prioritize getting that going at this point, right? So let's see what happens in the next episode. But other than that, I think I'm just going to, come up with a plan for getting rid of all of that. Look at our steel. See, we've ramped up our construction in general, and we're running out of steel. How is this one doing? Yeah, this is low. It's not. It hasn't dropped since the last time I looked too much, but maybe I'm paying more attention. And see, we only have two of these guys running. Look, are we done? We're almost done. The last thing in here. That's good. So anyway. So I think I'm going to call it a little bit of an early episode, but and I'm going to make some assumptions for now. If anybody knows, there we go. We got that done, and I bet you we can assign this one. Nope, we still have that open, don't we? Oh, nope, that's not quite done yet. But we'll get this hospital built as well, and we'll see if that has an impact on them, keeping them a little bit happy. But how is our population? Yeah, we're. You know what? Like, if we go back to this year, look, it's not going down. So I think we need to fix the pollution issue over here. And I think the best thing to do is decide what we're going to do with bricks, because we could possibly even plan on a temporary another brick factory someplace. And of course, we could always just purchase them, and then. Same thing with alcohol and all. Like, we could maybe do work as fast as we can, prioritize getting these bakeries going. Maybe even slip a distillery in here somewhere. But in order to do that, I need to get these people and this train loop going. So we'll see. We might just end up purchasing, I think is what might happen. But I'll decide over the course of the time in between the episodes and take your comments on it. So while I've made 2 episodes back to back, the last one and this one, and so I'll wait for some comments and suggestions. And if you guys know that it's definitely a radius based on the amount of pollution. So I think we got a little bit lucky in that these are sort of low polluters. They're polluters, but they're low polluters. And you definitely want to keep in mind that your asphalt plant and cement plant are also polluters. So. Yep, there he goes, belching it out right now, All right, cool. So, and just so you know, it's also, I was wondering if it wasn't the ones that are the stacks. Like, it doesn't have to have a stack to be a polluter. And hopefully they'll get these pollution monitors working a little bit better would be a good thing, too. Okay, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. I will talk to you in the next one, and hopefully we'll have a pollution solution instead of a pollution crisis. All right. Oh, take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.